Hey guys, so we are here at Hill Regional Hospital in Hillsboro, Texas. This is kind of a bit of a special episode for us because this is the place that I was born, where I began my life's journey.
If you guys are beginning your journey with us, make sure you hit the notification bell and subscribe as well.
That way.
That way? That way? Okay, so hit the notification bell and subscribe. And so, with that being said, today's topic is childhood. Let's get into it.
So to start with, just tell us about yourselves. Who are you? What's your story?
My name is Karen, and I'm not a Karen. I swear I'm not a Karen, even though she would probably disagree. And this is Mackenzie, and we're just out shopping. It's towards the end of the school year, so we're ready to celebrate summer.
Ian, what do you mean story?
What kind of background story? What you got?
Skateboarding pretty much. I mean, that's really my motive in life is skateboarding. So I've worked really hard for that. I mean, I don't know, I've been everywhere, I guess. From childhood, whatever like that. Different. Moved a lot. I mean, not really a lot, but there was a lot of places I moved into.
Right.
Yeah, but really, skateboarding has been the really only thing that I'm focused on really.
So my name is Reagan. I just turned 17 a few weeks ago. I'm about to be a senior in high school. I have quite a large family. My favorite thing to do is probably play sports. My favorite sport's volleyball. I think that's probably the best short answer to that.
I'm Alex. I was born in Illinois, moved to Texas when I was about 5. I'm still in high school, turning 18 tomorrow, and I really like music, and that's it.
What is your earliest memory?
My earliest memory, I think the earliest thing I can remember is going to a fair with my mom and my dad and my sister, and we went to a rodeo after that.
How
So
old were you?
I think I was 6 or 7.
I couldn't honestly tell you. Wait.
For me, I would say I do remember things that happened in kindergarten. And if I look at pictures before the age of 5, I think I remember it, but maybe it's just because I've seen the pictures so many times, but I definitely remember kindergarten.
Probably, I would say, seeing a real life Thomas the Train Engine when my parents took me to see one came through and getting on it. That's probably my earliest memory.
Moving into a different house. Yeah. Yeah, probably that. Yeah. Having my own bedroom and everything like that.
What's your earliest memory?
Like first grade.
First grade?
Anything in specific that happened, or?
Just my brother always going to my class trying to get me out of it and go to his class and hang out with him during stuff. But my teacher would never let me.
But there's sometimes that you remember things when you were 4, at our old house.
Yeah, I remember some parts of our old house.
So maybe, again, I don't know, is it based because we've looked at pictures enough, or?
Right,
Yeah.
kind of somebody told you that
Right.
that's what happened,
And
so
you just
think you remember it?
recall it, yeah.
What is something that you got away with that your parents still don't know about?
Actually, they probably know I was never to get away with anything.
Really?
Yeah, I was the kid that always got caught. I'd see my brothers and sister get away with things, but somehow I always got caught.
Okay, so what is one thing that you think that your parents never know about?
I don't know. I would sneak donuts from the pantry. I don't think I've ever brought that up. Yeah, nothing too big.
Do I need to cover my ears?
Nothing much. I'm they don't know that much. I tell her most things, so
You don't really hide too much, yeah. She still has a couple years. Give her some time.
You know what? My dad used to have this candy on the top of his fridge, and I used to sneak it and take 3 or 4 pieces when 12 a.m. when I was supposed to be asleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, this is terrible. Cover your ears. In 8th grade, I was in 7th grade. My girlfriend was in 8th grade, and I would spend the night. She was my best friend at the time. I'd spend the night at her house, and her mother let us do a lot of things that you shouldn't be doing until you're like 18 or 21 even. And so my parents, I think they just recently found out because I told them about it, but they had no idea what I was doing.
I used to cut my sister's hair for her. Not that I don't really think she wanted me to, but I did it anyway. Yeah. And I cut it and I put like the hair under their bed or her bed so that they wouldn't know that it happened.
Okay. How many siblings do you have, and how do you think that affected your childhood?
I have one big sister, and yeah, I think it did affect my childhood growing up with a big sister. I think I'm more cognizant of girls in general. Like, I think I have a better understanding of girls because of it, because I grew up with the bigger girl, with my big sister, and I think that's given me a better understanding of the opposite sex.
I have two sisters, one brother, one half brother, and 3 stepsisters. So I have I think 7 siblings, yeah. And I'm the oldest of my actual siblings, so I mean, they always look up to me, and I'm kind of like the role model of the family. So, I've had to like show them what you're supposed to do, I guess.
I have all step brothers and sisters. All step. I got 3 sisters and 3 brothers actually, and I guess it helped. Yeah, it really did. Having like, cause like I got younger and I got older, so it's like with older siblings, I like learned off of them, and then with the younger siblings, I can teach them.
So do you think that maybe that limited the amount of crazy or fun that you could have?
I think it limited it slightly because I see in other families, like if they're like the youngest kid, they kind of go a little crazy and they do basically whatever they want. My mom was also a police officer, so really I can't act crazy anyway, or else it would reflect badly on her. So.
Okay.
I have 2. I'm actually the middle child. I have an older sister and a younger brother.
I have 2. I have 2 older siblings. My older sister and older brother.
So we both have one brother, one sister. For me, I think being the middle child is you're just kind of pushed off to the side a lot. So you have to deal, either the oldest is getting all, the fun things, or the baby's getting, or I should say the oldest is getting responsibilities, the baby's getting like all the fun things. So, but you're the baby, so how's your perspective differently? Are you getting all the fun things?
No, my brother's like the favorite, and he's the middle child, so I feel like that's the reason why. So like he has more like fun things. I get more in trouble for his stuff too.
Tell us about your childhood best friend.
Childhood best friend? My homeboy Matt. That boy was always there for me. Like, we would help each other out with a lot of things. Like, yeah, we had a good connection, but yeah. He motivated me on school, really. School. Like, because I hate school, but he really kept, because he's the nerd, so he kept me going type thing, yeah.
My childhood best friend, I would say all through elementary school, was a girl named Sarah. We're still friends on Facebook, still keep in touch, and I just remember walking to her house every weekend, spending the night, and then walking back home and just hanging out at her house all the time.
We're still friends, but we met in 4th grade, and she moved to Pflugerville, and then moved again to Dallas, so we don't talk as much, and we can't hang out anymore. So.
But you're still friends, so
Yeah.
at least you have social media, because we didn't have any of that.
Right.
So.
I would say Torin, who we've been best friends since we were 5, and we're still best friends. And it's really cool growing up with him, seeing we're both growing up together, and we're both learning things together, and we're both kind of developing next to each other. It's really been cool.
She doesn't live here anymore, actually. She lives in Houston now, I think, because her family moved there a few years ago for a different job. But we always did everything together, really. We would go play soccer, we would play softball together. I think she was the one that actually got me into volleyball, too. So she was always fun to be around.
Did or do you have any imaginary friends growing up?
Oh, I totally had an imaginary friend. I had a friend that I did everything with, and they would be my confidant when I needed to talk to them. And so I'm pretty sure I still hang out with that imaginary friend because we do a lot of talking out loud by ourselves.
No.
No?
And
You should get one.
Did yours, right? Did they help?
It does. It's like counseling.
Did yours have a name or anything? Was it just a person?
I don't remember it having a name. I do, and this is so dumb. I envisioned it looking like a rock, and I think because I used to watch the Flintstones a lot, and so I just always envisioned my friend being a rock. I don't know. That's weird to say out loud now.
They had pet rocks. It's a thing.
You know, I don't think that I did.
No?
No.
No, I don't think so.
So if you're never like in a room and you just start talking to yourself.
I mean, talking to myself, that's
Yeah.
different, but I wouldn't like talk to somebody, act like somebody's there. I would
Right.
really just talk to myself if I had a thought in my mind.
You know, I remember watching a show where there was the concept of imaginary friends when I was probably 5, and I thought that was really cool. So then I started making up a bunch of friends, and I remember, this is random, but I remember talking to one, I think I named him Stanley, and he got stuck in the back door to my patio. He got stuck in the door like halfway through, and he couldn't get out. That's just in my memory for some reason.
Okay. Was that a Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends? Is that
It's
the-
very likely
the
to
show
be
that-
from that. That's probably what it was, actually.
What is one thing that you wish that you could change about your childhood?
I consider my childhood still going on right now. So if I could change something about it, I would change that my parents would still be together because currently they're divorced. But I mean, it's probably for the better. But if I could have like one solid family instead of like a quote unquote broken family, I guess you could say, I would change that. It's just easier.
I don't know. I just feel like I used to like try to fit in with the popular kids, and it didn't work. Cause they're just like so different.
It's not your jam.
Yeah.
Not your jam. And that's okay.
You know, I don't know if I have a position to say that. I'm still trying to figure out, developing, and trying to understand where I'm coming from. As it is now, I'm glad everything that happened because it's taught me to be where I am today, you know. But yeah, I don't think there is anything I would change. I've come to learn everything I've come to know through what I've experienced, and I wouldn't change that.
Getting in so much damn trouble. I wish I would have learned a few things and behaved, yeah.
What's a few things you got in trouble with?
Stealing's a big thing. That was a big thing for me as a kid. And then I'd lie about it and make it worse. So yeah.
I think I would, not necessarily about my childhood, but more my teenage years. I wish I had been nicer. So we didn't have the title of mean girl back then, like we do now, where it's prevalent. But I would definitely classify myself as a mean girl, and I wish I had known more about that, and I wish I had done better.
Okay, so would you say that you were a former Karen?
Definitely a former Karen.
Okay. And so in the future, when raising your own children, what is something that you want to do differently from your parents?
Oh, yeah. I always want to make sure, I'm not dissing my mom. My mom's great, and it's always made me feel heard. But one thing that I've learned is very important is I'm never going to underestimate my kid. I'm not going to treat them like they're dumb, ever. Not saying I was, but I remember when adults would talk down to me, it frustrated me. I'm going to make sure to be very open with my kid, and make sure I'm always there to talk about how he feels about things, about his emotions on different topics. And I always would want him to encourage to ask questions. Those are things I'm passionate about.
I definitely want to make sure that my kids know that they can talk to me if it's about anything, any single thing, any kind of trouble that they're in, and there won't be a consequence for them telling me. Because, I mean, my parents kind of give off the impression that if you tell me anything that you did wrong, like, you're automatically in trouble. And so it's kind of hard to talk to them about stuff sometimes.
Well, I mean, me and my mom don't have a great relationship, like, so involving like how, I don't know, I'll just really focus on the kid or, actually be there for them.
one, obviously be more aware of where my children are. But I think talk to them. I think when we were growing up, we were there, but we weren't really a huge dynamic of the family. Where in our family, you know, we talk about where we're going to go on vacation together. It's a family decision. We didn't have that growing up. So I would say just that they have a more important role, but they also, that being said, still know their role as you're still the child of the family. And so just communication.
I want to like be able to have them like trust me and like be like more their friend, but like still like be a parent and stuff.
We're gonna give you your own personal free time. Say, do whatever you like to say or do. Put a message out there in the world. You got a talent you want to show off your, you know,
Oh, no, I'm
skateboard,
good,
you
man.
know.
That's it. I ain't got nothing else.
No message you want to put out there?
Nah.
I just want to tell everyone, it doesn't matter what other people say or think about you. Just always know that you're important and don't let anyone degrade your worth. So I think that's something everyone should know.
I think you just need to live your best life, and I think over time that's what I've learned is really just taking the time to pour back into me so I can pour back into others, and just really enjoy things and not being so focused on what other people are thinking. I think that's a good one. It's just kind of just let it all go.
Yeah, I would say like just be yourself and like stop acting like other people and stuff, just to like try to fit in with that crowd.
If you're watching this video, you're a great person. I don't know if you're a great person. I don't know. If you're watching this video, I love you. And you should love yourself as well. And I don't really have any wisdom because I'm 17 years old. I don't know. You're probably more experienced than me. I don't know.
All right, fair enough. We're doing something a little bit different this time. We're actually at Patton Field at Itasca Elementary, Junior, and High School in Itasca, Texas. This is where I attended 8th grade, and though it's not necessarily my earliest memory by far, it's definitely one of the places that has some of the better memories for me. How about you? What's your earliest childhood memory?
Well, I remember like my dad was like remodeling the house and construction was going on and stuff at the time. But my dad, I guess, like put me in like the dining room area, and so he kept me, you know, away out of the construction zone and stuff. I had my own little area, and he got me like a plastic like little playground kind of thing inside the house. It was like a little mini one. But I remember like, you know, seeing like the red, the yellow, and like, you know, like green or, you know, whatever kind of colors. But I just remember like being inside of it and like getting ready to go down the slide, and I just kind of like remember that. That was like my earliest memory I ever remember, and I was like maybe 4 years old. So
Very nice. So I guess that wraps it up for this episode. Remember to subscribe and share if you can. And until next time.
And what about your dad dying?
Well, basically for me, I just picture is like
There's my dad.
spend every moment with your family members, no matter the age, because you never know when they can be lost.
Okay.
But we gotta go.
Yeah.